Welcome back to the community, everybody, and thank you for being part of it. If you get a chance, check out the website. Lots to see and do, all free as usual. And thank you for making the channel what it is. I appreciate it. Okay, today, this is Operation VW Stroker motor. We've decided what's going in, and I'll go over it shortly, but we got to pull the studs, degrease this block, and get it to the machine shop. So let me go over the block real quick and tell you a few things. We'll degrease and get the UPS, and let's get it out. Now, I do want to explain what's going on, and I'll only keep a moment of your time. This block is going to be stroked to a 74 millimeter crank, and the pistons will be a 90.5 millimeter with a 110 cam. And I'm trying to get a hold of Pancheeto heads from CB Performance. They're a little back ordered right now. Full flow for the oil and dual 40 IDFs. This thing should haul the mail. Now, special thanks to Save the VW. Randy is going to be the one who's going ahead and sponsoring me for the bottom end of the engine. He is donating a 74 millimeter crank, balanced rods, a 110 cam, pretty much numerous other things, chromoly push rods. I could go on and on. A special thanks to him for sponsoring the bottom end of the engine. I really appreciate that. It's going out there. The machine shop's going to handle it out there. This is really a great thing, is to have somebody sponsor. I so appreciate it, and thank you, Randy. Another person I want to thank is my buddy Sean, and he's going to be here while I'm putting the case together. He is a really good engine builder, and he's going to watch and see what I'm doing the whole time and guide me a little bit, because the only thing I've not done yet is a stroker motor with putting the case together, so we want it done right, and it's all going to be filmed. So I wanted to give a thanks out to those guys. I got to pull the 8 millimeter studs out of here today, and as soon as I get that done, I'll go ahead and let's test this oven cleaner and see how well it degreases. I'll use my cheap Harbor Freight pressure washer. So let's go ahead and get on this. Okay, first things first, we need to get the studs out of here, and then I'll show you degreasing and how to put it together properly to ship it if you have to ship your engine out to get it machined. Okay, so first of all, put 2 nuts on here. They're 13 millimeter head. And of course, let me bring you in close. Okay, put 2 of the nuts on. Take this and this, both wrenches, and turn them against each other so you're tightening the nuts against each other. Then we can pull the studs out. What I'm going to do is use my Milwaukee gun, put it on the outer nut, not the inner one. See how quick that is? Okay. The only part, unless you don't have a bunch of these nuts around, you got to take it off each one and put it to the next. So I'll show you taking one side out, and I'll speed the film up. How's that sound? Okay, so we put, I found some extra nuts I had. Put some on, tighten them against each other. I don't know if I'm in your way or not. Come on, get on there. Remember, you're just tightening them enough just to get this apart. Okay, one thing I wanted to show you while I'm on the last few, there's only 4 left. You can also try this. Take a good pair of channel locks or vice grips. Now don't act crazy, okay? Grab onto it, give it some pressure, and see if it turns. If it does, well, then you can unthread them just like this. Okay, and if you have to, double nut it, you know what I mean? There's no problem with doing that, but if you can do it this way, it'll save you a little trouble from double nutting. I didn't know mine were going to come out so easy. So that's just something I did want to show you real quick, but this engine block is in good shape. It had standard bearings in it still. So doing the line boring, it's probably only going to get cut to 20 thousandths, I guess, unless it's checked and it's actually good. But I don't know. We'll find out when it hits the machine shop. That one's not coming loose that way. This one might. We'll see. I think it was moving. Yeah, it is. But anyhow, we'll go ahead and see what the machine shop says. So now, not that I'm some type of expert, however, when you are using silicone to seal the jugs, if that's what you choose to do, don't go berserk. It's all down in the cylinder here. And there's been quite a few people where some of this breaks off, peels off, and gets inside the oil pump and clogs the engine up, and poof, your motor's done. So if you're going to use some, just a little tiny bit is all you need. Don't go bananas and end up having it clear down inside the cylinders. It's just my opinion. All right, so what I'm going to use here, I got a couple different ones, and it's great values, two of them, and other ones an Easy Off brand. I'm going to use just, this is fume free, and the other is normal. So we're going to spray this on. It says let sit for 2 hours, but we're talking about an oven with metal. This is magnesium. I'm going to let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes and then pressure wash it off. We'll see how it turns out, and let's get this stroker motor ready. Okay, let's make sure we hose it down pretty good. Inside, outside, and then we'll let it sit. So we're going to do this. We want it to foam up, I guess. So stuff's not doing what I thought it would do. But let's do the inside first. Okay. Not sure if it's, I always thought it foamed up a little bit more than this. And of course there's all kind of cars going by now. That's the way it works. Just want to see something here a minute. That's kind of, well, this stuff's foaming up a little more. I'll show you in a minute. I'll bring you over. Okay, we've let these sit 10 minutes, so now I'm going to go ahead and pressure wash them and blow them out, and we'll see how good the oven degrees are did. It's supposed to be pretty decent. I got my pressure washer ready, so I'll put some music to this part so you don't have to listen to that run, okay? I'm not impressed. It didn't do a horrible job, but I think it could have come out a lot better, but it is what it is. I'm going to clean some up with a Scotch-Brite pad. I'll bring you up closer when I get it back in the garage here. I thought it would have done a lot better. Everybody bragged about this oven cleaner stuff, but I didn't think it was really that marvelous, but that's just me. I just think it could have, I'm wiping grease out with my finger. So let me try an application of super clean and see what it does. Give me 1 second. Okay, so we went ahead and used the oven cleaner. I think that oven cleaner was old. I don't know if it loses its oomph, I'm not sure, but it was old. And even with spraying it off pretty aggressively inside, I could wipe grease with my finger. I think that should have came off. I just sprayed some super clean on, so we're going to try that. I want this block as clean as possible when it gets to them at the machine shop. I don't know if they do hot tanking or not. I'm not sure. So let's give us a few minutes with the super clean, hose it off. Let's take it in the garage and look it over. Spray it off and see what it does. All right, let's take it over to the workbench. Well, Not to be picky, but I think it could have did a better job. I'm going to finish cleaning a lot of it up by hand. It's not horrible. Here, let me turn a light on. Maybe that'll help a little. I mean, it got the heavy stuff off, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to clean it all up by hand because I'm not going to be shipping for a couple of days, so that'll give me a chance. Let's look at the back. This is where I was disappointed. That grease should have came right off. So, I don't know. It's just my thought. I just showed you how the oven cleaner and super clean worked. I think it could have did a little bit better. Let's look at the other side. This side came out pretty good, I guess. You know, I don't see nothing there. I blew it off with an air gun. And then the front. Let me see the bottom. Okay, bottom come out pretty good. Maybe I'm expecting too much. I don't know. But however, I think some of it could have came off a little better. But it is what it is. So, okay, no sense of showing both halves. They're about the same. All right, so we used oven cleaner and we used super clean. I guess they did okay. I'm going to try to find something a little stronger because I got a second engine block to do. And I want to see how well I can get something else to work. I'll go ahead and use some brake clean and a scrub brush and get some more parts of it cleaned up. And we're going to be sending this off to the machine shop. This will be like a 5 or 6 part film with the Stroker engine build. So I'll be putting it in between other film clips throughout while I'm doing the car work. So I hope everybody had a great weekend. Or, no, this is Friday. This is what happens when you get old. Have a great weekend.